Hey, 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 everybody! Happy Monday! Thank you all for being here. There we go. All right, let's see who we have here. We have a good amount of people, as always, on Monday. Gary Hubbs dropping in. Thank you, sir. Rhodey's Jam Cave. Leanie Perez, hello, hello. Shell, hello. Benji, what's up? Miss Brienne, BMG Kate. Yes, everybody over on the old Facebook. I don't see any of the comments from over there, so please, if you're watching, come by. Come by here. Let's see, are you there? Check 1, 2. Is anybody there? Doesn't look very good. Who knows what's going on over on Facebook. Anyway, we see Bonfire. What's going on? And my good friend, Anthony Rufo. Let's see who else is hanging out. There's a good amount of people. There we go. There we go. Bob. Hello, Bob. And I know I've seen some other people hanging here. So where are you? Where are you? There we go. Let's move along. Whoops, come on, mouse. We'll use this mouse. Dwight. There's Dwight and my sister Vanessa. It's good to spend some time with Vanessa last week. It was awesome. We had Mom's birthday. That was a great time. Very, very good stuff. Where are we? Edward. Hello, Edward. Me too. You were talking about the Black Pia before, but here's the beauty. The beauty. All right. The pink pre-pandemic Wendy Poseshnik Pia. Yeah. All right. Let's see who else is hanging out here. Yes, folks, keep chatting. Keep liking. We're at 222 comments on the nose. 3 super chats, which is awesome. I'll get to those in a second. We're going to say hi to Mom, of course. Rock Daddy, hello. We have some people hanging in the background, so please say hi. Like, subscribe, share, tell some friends. Scott, what's going on? Good to see you. All the way from Florida. We have such a diverse bunch of people here. We have New Zealand in the house. We have where else? Where and who else do we have? We have, I believe, there's Rock Daddy again. Hello. Thank you, Edward. It sounds great. Thank you, thank you. Forgot to mention that. Well, thank you. All right, let's keep it on moving. Hat comes free with a bowl of soup. That's right. Let's see. Moving on. Don't want to miss anybody. But thank you all for being here. We'll just keep it moving. Oh, yeah, see, I was just going to say that I'll just move on. And no, I can't. Because Les is in the house. Hello, Les. So we have New Zealand. We have Australia. People from all over the planet. USA. We have, I believe, Alaska in the background. My buddy Metalhead Hippie. Trying real hard not to eat donut that showed up at my house today. Ooh. Yeah, that's tough. Good to see you, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, let's see. Keep it moving. Okay, I think I've seen everyone. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Because the software doesn't always show me everybody who's here. All right, so let's get to the super chats. Thank you so much, Shell. Thank you so much, Eileen, for getting on that super chat train and trying to keep it going. And again, thank you, Shell. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Also enjoying the white Pia. Oh, so do you have a white Pia? I thought you had a green Pia. Do you have a white one too, or are you just talking about my Pia? Anyway, I think I'm going to switch that in a moment. But first, we're going to do Mom's 2 songs because we're at 10 p.m. And we're going to move these over to here. Zip. There we go. Let's get that happening. All right, let's put that there. Cool. G sus 2. G2 sus 2. That's right. All right. Ah, you're talking about mine. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to use that after I do these songs because this is the time of the evening where we get to Mom's tunes. So let's switch the guitars up. Got hot in the studio. First it was cold and I didn't want to turn the heat on, so I grabbed my my leather and popped that bad boy on. Ah, yes, we have the Lou Palo Les Paul. You guys know what time it is. That's right. Yeah. Let's see here. How are we doing with tuning? Oopsie. We don't want to be on that sound. Maybe we'll do a little, yeah, let's do that first. This one goes out to Mom as well. Here we go. Something's weird with that one. So we're just going to go with this one for now until I figure out what happened. Okay. So we're going to do some Over the Rainbow. So get your rainbows happening, people. And then maybe I'll do the karaoke too. Was that a blues shuffle? Yeah, that was going to be Tenor Madness. Tenor Madness, sax thing. But I don't know, there was something with the intro. So we'll have to fix that. All right, here we go. Alrighty, little karaoke. When I used to play with the man Lou Pallo from the Les Paul Trio. Yes, the real guy, not the guitar, but the actual Les Paul, the man himself. Sorry about all the beeping, but the digital mixer lost its thang. Alright. Yeah, Smoke on the Water and some Metallica. No problem. Do that with my eyes closed. That's right. You don't believe me? I'm going to close my eyes. Ready? Here we go. Eyes closed. Smoke on the Water. There you go. Eyes closed. And how about some Metallica? Good enough. All right. Anyway, back to the regular programming. This one goes out to Mom. Here we go. Oh, yes. Yes, that was fun. Got that distortion dialed in. Thank you for putting up the rainbows and the rainbow hearts, different colored hearts. Gary Hubs. Thank you, Les. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Leanie. Thank you, Mom, for the rainbows, and Les putting up rainbows, and BMG Kate with the rainbows, and all the other rainbows, and the repeat rainbows. I hope everybody's having a great Monday. If you're new around here and you just drop in and demand me to play stuff, it's not going to happen. I'm just telling you that right now. So, I have a thing that I do here, and if you hang out, you'll find out what that thing is. And then eventually, I may or may not do something for you. James Mayer's in the house. What's going on? Good to see you. All right, let's see. What is next on the roster? Oh, here, let's try this other tune. If Mom stays up for it or not is a different thing, but that's okay. Let's see if it's here. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Ah, yes, those are great tunes. Actually, we might do that song, Sweet Child of Mine. I've done that on here before. Not Welcome to the Jungle, but I've done Sweet Child of Mine. Maybe one night I will charge for a private link, and I'll do all covers because they'll just take it down. And I'll charge like a minimum of $5 to come in, and I will play covers all night. I'll play Iron Maiden. I will play Metallica. I will play Van Halen, Ozzy, Judas Priest. What else do I do with my band? Yeah. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll have a paid presentation. There he is, Metalhead Hippie. Always doing Santana for you, sir. Oh, thank you, Eileen. Yes, the merch shop is open and ready for business. Uh-oh. Got condensation all over the desk and on the mouse. That's not good. Oh, poor mouse. Oh, well. So I think it's about time for some Vince Giannella merch to show up on the show. Here we go. Little VG mug. Look at that blue. It's wonderful. And we have the blue spoon from Lori's Mishmash that matches my blue logo. We have spoon tinkles for the man Gary Hubs. And if Anthony Rufo's still here, he gets the slurp. Quiet, guitar. That's what happens when you have a single coil in the neck. A little noisy. All right, so I hope everybody's doing great here on Monday. It's always a good time. Eagles, forget it. No way. No Eagles. Don't like Don Henley. Thank you, Leanie, for putting that up. Oh, on a private stream. Yeah, I can do whatever I want on a private stream. I'll do Hotel California. And I'll also do... my band used to do Those Shoes, and I would do the talk box and everything. It was a total, like, heavy rock version of Those Shoes. It was really cool. All right, so slurps for Anthony Rufo. If he's still here, you better say something, because this one's for you. The slurp. Ah, Leela. I thought I missed somebody before. Sorry. Leela is here. Hi, Leela. Does he have top chat on? I don't know. I don't know what I have on. I just show up and play. I have no idea if anything's working. Mushroom coffee. Yes. All right. Yeah, exactly. What? Oh, yeah, Ace. I'll even do some Kiss. Man, my band used to do Kiss. Years ago when I was in high school, we did Cold Gin, we did. Strutter, we did. Of course, Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day. What a bummer, Ace. I met Ace. Ace was an interesting fellow. Met him a bunch of times, and half the time he was really cool, and the other half the time he wasn't. And, you know, he just had... He was Ace, you know? Great player, you know, for what he did for rock. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Ace and Kiss, that was part of my whole thing. It was 1977, I believe, 1977, and I saw, or was it 76? The HBO special of Kiss on HBO, and it was pretty awesome. And that was like, I was just like, I gotta play guitar. That was cool. That, Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen, those were like my early influences that really got me playing. Yeah, hey Ryan, one of my former students. Yeah, he actually, I heard that he had 2 bad falls, and the second one was the one that got him. So it's really crappy. Terrible. You know, it's just one of those things. What can you do? All right. Ah, there it is. Eileen just put it up. What's this? It's funny. He has a quote that he said, if he knew people looked up to him, he would have practiced more. Wow, that's funny. That is pretty funny. That's kind of... I mean, the riffs on those songs for that time period were amazing. Yeah, Shock Me. That's another one. Shock me! Make me feel better. Yeah. And he actually got electrocuted on stage. You guys know that? He got shocked and fell down the stairs. That's probably why they wrote Shock Me. But anyway, I have a bunch of stuff signed from Ace. He was cool to meet, for sure. The other time that one of the particular times that I met him was in a place called the China Club in New York City. And I was going to hang out and watch my friend's band, and he happened to be there, but I did not know right away that it was him. We both walked up to the bar, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he said, "You look familiar." And I was like, "Yeah, you just did a guitar clinic at my music store where I work," which didn't go very good. So I didn't want to say anything further. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, man, that was fun." He's like, "What are you drinking?" I'm like, "I'll have a vodka and 7. And he's like, "Cool." And he bought me a drink, and we hung out and talked, and he was a cool dude that night. But, yeah, at the music store, he wasn't very cool. He was late, and I think he had a little too much Cold Gin that night. Oh, yeah, Detroit Rock City's another one. Love that tune. I played that with this other band, the Unbrothers, and I played it with my band back in high school. Yeah. Great song. We had 2 guitar players in both bands, so we did the harmony solo, which was really awesome. Anyway, let's see. Get out. You used to go to the China Club in New York City every Tuesday for indie night. That could have been when it was. It could have been a Tuesday night because one of my friends' bands was playing. So, Leela, you lived in New York or the China Club in California? I never been to the one in California. All right. Let's see. I think it's about time to do a couple of tunes here. Let's see. What guitar am I going to use? I think I'll use the White Pia, perhaps. Excuse me. When in Detroit, you got to put that track on. Yes. What the hell? The Scrap Bar. I went there, too. It was the early 90s. Absolutely. Yeah, I was in a band. If you hung out in New York, you might know this band. Did you know April Higuera? the April Higuera Band. And there was another April. Wow, look at that. So yeah, that's when I was playing in New York. I played the China Club, the Cat Club, the Marquee, the Space at Chase. Do you remember that place? The Space at Chase. It really was a space, a tiny space. And it was a great place to play, but it was super small. The Bank, that was another one. Oh my God. I have to get the scrapbook out with all the club gigs that I did in New York because I can't remember half the names of the places. There was one place off of Houston. It had like 1,000 steps straight up. There were no breaks. It was just this club that was on like the 3rd or 4th floor, and there was just one flight of stairs going all the way up to the place. And you had to bring all your own gear. That place sucked. All right, so we're going to do Take You There for Leanie, and we're going to switch guitars. Oopsie, I forgot to mute it. That's not cool. All right, so let's not drop the guitar, and I should have moved that. I should have moved that footstool first. Oh well, too late. We're gonna do this first. Put this guy down. Oops. Pop things all over the place. All right, let's do this here. Go with the white Pia. Looks sharp on black clothes, doesn't it? Okay. Oh yeah. Turn that off. Okay, let's get a pick. Let's tune up. Because I haven't played this guitar, I don't think, in a couple weeks. So let's see how we are. So I hope everybody's having a good time here on Monday Night Live. We have our usual suspects hanging out, and some unusual suspects. And that's okay. Alright. Let's do this track for Leanie. Here we go. There it is. Did I mention I have an uber famous person playing at Wendy's 50+5? Did I mention that? I can't tell you who it is yet, but holy cow, it's going to be off the charts. All right, here we go. right. Hey, 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 hey. All right. Dispensary, always the last stop on Monday errands. Ah, cool. You are welcome. Thank you. All right, so let's see. What did I leave out from the original set because I jumped around a bit? Ah, okay. We need to move these two guys. Oh, actually, if I just grab that one and move that out of the way, then we're good to go. And then if I move this one and put that over... Oh, no, let's move that way out of the way. All right. Let's put that over here. That's cool. All right. Whew, let's have a little bit more of my mushroom drink. That was Take You There. That was it. You just heard it. All right. Now we're going to do... Is that what we're going to do? Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to play some Beatles. I think. Do I want to play that? Oh, I know what I'm going to play. Here we go. Let's move this up. Cool. All right. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Here we go. Mute. Maybe? little blues Monday blues. Hey, Kubrick Lover 1972. What's up? Thanks for coming by. Let's see who else is hanging out. Chris Lane. Hello, Chris. Good to see you. All right. Let's see who else is hanging out. Anybody new? Oh, Gary's back. I have to lurk out a bit. Okay. Gary's been in, Gary's been out. Back and forth, back and forth. That's cool. What's this? I thought a track started playing on my PC there because it was quiet. I was like, when did I add a 4 count on sticks? Oh, it's Vince. Yep. Yeah, the first one, it wasn't working right. I don't know what's going on. It seems like there's like a hiccup with my my music player. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What are we going to do next? First of all, let's see how long we've been streaming for. Okay, it doesn't want to work either. Hello? There we go. There. All right. An hour and 30 minutes. And we have 500 comments right on the nose. So here's some spoon tinkles for Gary Hubbs. Doing the stir up. We have the Lori's Mishmash birthday gift spoon in the house. Blue. Little blue. And that matches my mug. Okay. Let's see. What is next on the list? This one. So before we go on, I should probably show you guys the flyer. Yeah, let's do that. So we have the flyer for Wendy's event, which is November 2nd. And all the proceeds go to Push to Walk, which is a non-for-profit organization that Wendy used to attend for therapy for MS. And every year we donate the proceeds. No, we don't want it to play a movie. We just want to look at the darn picture. There we go. So here's the flyer. That's what we have so far. We have Larry Mitchell. We have my band, The Trio. We have Jake Thistle. We have the Complicated Cover Band. We also have Toy Cannon. And we have the Connolly Brothers, who did not fit on the flyer yet. But we will get them in there. Yeah. Wendy's 50 plus 5. That's what she would have been tomorrow, as a matter of fact. October 21st. Yeah. So, let's zoom in. There we go. There's Wendy. This is a lot of glare. There we go. Yep. So that's tomorrow would have been her 55th birthday. And we're going to be doing this show to honor her memory. And we have a bunch of awesome bands. And we also have a ridiculously uber famous, really cool dude coming to hang with us. Thank you there, Edward. Yes. Yep. Thank you, everyone. Here we go. There it is. There it is. So it's at Debonair Music Hall, which is probably important for me to mention. They're donating their place. Usually there is a minimum charge for the venue. This is a real venue. This is not a small bar or club with a lame stage. This is a full concert hall. Great stage, sound, lights, the whole bit. Awesome place to play. Played there many times. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Oops, come on. There we go. Thank you. All right. So that's what's going on November 2nd. It's all day, 12 to 5. So if you're in New Jersey area or you want to make a road trip, it's going to be worth it. Yeah. I should be able to announce who it is. the Thursday or Friday before. Yeah. So, hopefully I get the green light to announce it publicly, because I can't announce it publicly because of contract issues with his regular band and his side project band. It's kind of a problem when you're famous to do other things that are outside of contract. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. it. There we have it. And November 2nd, my friend. 2. November 2nd. All right. What are we doing next? Oh, we're doing this next. This is a fun one. This one's called Autumn Drive, and I wrote it on my Autumn Parker Fly. And Wendy was in the room here, and in the middle of the song, as I was writing it, I had the melody, but all the rest was very improvised and unstructured the first time. So I finished it in weeks to come, but the first night I played it, she's sitting down here, and I'm playing, and she's, doing her thing in the chair, and she's looking at me, and she's kind of bopping around, and she goes, boring, tap. It's hilarious. So in the middle of the song, you'll see where I point up, and that is acknowledging her for the tapping section. So there's a little story about the song here. This is called Autumn Drive. Thank you, Eileen. So everybody, please put up leaves and pumpkins and things that resemble autumn for this tune. Yeah. And I probably shouldn't play it on a white guitar, because that's totally not autumn at all, but I am going to, because I like this guitar. Yeah. All right. Here we go. That was enough activity. Now lots of left. I need snacks. Snacks. Boom, says Hippie. Yes. Ah, yes. Yeah. All right, what's going on here? Excuse me. All right, I'm going to have another sip of my mushroom thang. And what else do we have here? We got Metalhead Hippie in the house. I think we're going to do a little Santana for Jeff. Yeah. Where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. This needs to move. We didn't do that. All right. Cool. Snack attack. That's right. It's always about the noms. Yes, I know. So last night we had a rehearsal here with... Oh, dropping stuff. Let's try that again. Last night we had a rehearsal here with the band, and it went very well. And we had a guest on guitar. We had Eileen on guitar. That was fun. So we had Eileen hang out and play some rhythm guitar on that last one, on Autumn Drive. And she played some rhythm on Take You There. And we're going to see about doing some violin on WMD. Some like real like stabby kind of, yeah, cool violin stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. What do we have here? We have... Where'd it go? There it is. All right, so this one's going out to Jeff. Here we go. Yes, guitars. Whoops, come on. Stop it. Guitars. All right. We got the song called up correctly. We're going to give this a try. This one is going to be for Jeff, one of my moderators, and my buddy. Here we go. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Having such a good time. So that one's called Bleeding Heart. I don't play that one too often. And we're going to be doing that at the show. Along with Autumn Drive. Take You There. WMD. Yeah. That's what we're going to be doing. So hopefully everybody's having a good week. Hope everybody's doing well. The weather's starting to get a little cool here in Jersey, a little autumnness. Leaves are changing, looking good. All right. We have the white Pia. This thing's a crazy beast. It's pretty nice. That sustain is really good. Thank you so much, Eileen. Thank you. And let's see. Oh my goodness. Wow, 2 hours right on the nose. Well, actually, not really. It's 1:59 right on the nose, actually. Thanks. Thank you, Kubrick. What's going on? But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that one's called Bleeding Heart, and we're going to have the band do that one. We haven't done that in like 10 years. We went through it yesterday, and it sounded pretty okay. So I think I'm going to do it for the show. Excuse me again. Maybe we'll have my friend do some whatchamacallit. He has a Hammond organ complete with the Leslie. So I think he's going to bring it. I have to see what he's doing. Thank you. Yeah. Haha. Lainey needs snacks. Oh, yes. So let's see. We are at 2 hours exactly. I know I've been saying I'm going to cut it shorter. But I think I'll hang with you guys a little bit longer. Let's see what else is got here. What else I have here on the list. Was the long-held note part of the composition, or was that improvised? No, it's part of the composition. I try and nail it every time. If I don't have the sustainiac on the guitar, I just need to be in the right position to get the feedback. So I have that going on here in the studio, but when I play in clubs, I usually have the monitors, catching the feedback, so I can get the sustain usually live without the sustainiac. But that sustainiac, whoo, it's pretty killer. It's a lot of fun, that thing. But thanks for asking and noticing. Yeah. All right. Oh, awesome. Thank you. All right. Let's see what I have here with me. Okay. So that was an original. I try and do 2 covers and then an original. So let's see. What 2 covers am I going to do next? Ooh, okay. Let's move this group. I'm going to do this. So Vince is going to slow it down a pinch. Just a pinch. Little question here. You can get that effect with other Pias too, right? Oh, yeah. It's just a matter of placement, in the room here. You want to be close enough to some kind of amplifier, but you need it in front of you. Okay, so you'll see years ago, before Joe Satriani and Steve Vai used the Sustainiac in their guitars, or the Fernandez Sustainer, you would see them stand up by the monitors and catch the feedback. And they would hold the note and get that, feedback going on. But then once they invented that awesome sustainer, I have them in my Parker guitars. I don't have any in these guys yet. We'll see. But eventually, I might put a sustainer in this guitar. What else? There was a question. Not a question. It was a suggestion. I use the Freak Out pedal for sustain sometimes. Yes, that is a really cool pedal. I've used that before. I just felt like it was for me, I'd like the natural feedback. And for those of you out there that don't realize, the Axe is a digital processing modeler, and I get the sustain as if I was playing through a real half stack. So don't let the whole modeler thing freak you out, because you can get real tones out of a modeler now, especially the Axe and the fractal stuff. All right. Stairway to Heaven. I have to do a cover of that. Excuse me. My trio did that once at a gig, and it really sounded great. We did it as an instrumental, and it was really, it went over great as well. So should probably do that. All right. What else? Hey, Zach Thong is in the house. What's up? Thank you for stopping in. Yes, have to use it sparingly. Kind of like everything else. I'm really guilty of overusing lots of things, like the whammy bar, and just kind of going to town on the whammy bar, and the wah-wah pedal. Those are my two guilty pleasures. I love wah. I love the whammy bar. And now that I have the Pias, I've been really beating the crap out of the tremolo bars. When I had the Parkers, I didn't, use the bar as much. But I just love these guitars. All right, anyway, let's do some playing. All right.
weapon of mass destruction is human.
Whee! There it is! The harmonizer. Is that what you were looking for? The harmonizer? Thank you for putting up the lasers. The lasers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah, so we're doing a bunch of these tunes live at Debonair. It's going to be a different arrangement of instruments, but it's going to be cool. I haven't played with a full band in a while, so it was really awesome yesterday to play with my guys. Haven't had Sean, bass player. He owns Fat Moose Comics, so if you're into comic books, hey, it's 2 hours and 22 minutes and a couple of seconds there that we've been streaming. We have 831 comments. We have some super chats in the broadcast. There we go. We had one from Shell. Thank you. We have one from Alini. Thank you. And we have one again from Shell. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So yeah. So we're. Don't you see the smoke coming off the guitar neck? Yeah, my fingers are like, woo! I need to take a moment, slow it down a pinch. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the wonderful comments and compliments. Really do. So yes, Debonair Music Hall. First time playing with my guys in a year. Yeah, since the last one that we did. I've done other gigs, very few, but playing with the guys in my trio. And we're going to add Eileen on rhythm guitar and on violin. And we're going to add keyboards. My buddy John going to do some keyboards. Yeah, but if you're into comic books, which is where I was going before, check out Fat Moose Comics. Yeah. Check out Fat Moose Comics. Did Wendy wear sombreros often? No. Just when we were in Mexico. And occasionally around the house just because she was fun. Hey, thank you, Mr. Metalhead Hippie. Thank you so much. Rock on to you too, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Definitely appreciate it. What's... You're like rhyming like crazy over here. Don't you see the smoke coming off the guitar neck? Buy the guitars right off the checks. Vince is coming up on YouTube. He's on deck. He plays perfect and is never a wreck. Thanks, man. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. We're going to have Eileen on rhythm guitar. She's going to be doing... I believe, well, I'm not sure yet. We may have her on Parker doing piezo acoustic during the choruses and some heavier guitar during the verses. But we have to see how it goes. Not sure what we're going to do. We may have her do acoustic, but we're still toying with what tone we're going to do because I want it to all kind of have its own frequency. Yeah, that's all. So we're working on the details, but she did sit in with us last night, and it was fun. She played rhythm guitar on Take You There, on Autumn Drive, and she played violin on WMD, doing some stabs. It was very cool, like on all the like staccato, very cool stuff. So we're gonna try and work that out this week. We have another rehearsal next week, and then we have the gig. So that's it. That's how it goes. Yeah. I don't live stream them because people pay a lot to get in. So I don't want to live stream it Plus, there's so much going on. To live stream it, it's difficult, and we don't have a direct mix off the board. I'm very particular about sound. When I watch bands live stream stuff, if they're not doing it like this, where I can actually control the sound and give you guys good sound, I just hate it. It's terrible. You know, you hear like a lot of whooshing and weird noise and bar sounds, and it just doesn't do the bands and the event justice by doing it that way. If we had everything direct and it was like really worked out, which maybe in the future we will, but it is going to be recorded and put out eventually. I may live stream a little bit of last year's event as a teaser. Yeah. So that's all. That's all. All right. That's hilarious. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like the whole, poor audio going out there. All right, anyway. Let's see. Just going to back up a pinch, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Thanks, Les. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? We got James doing guns, thank you. Or lasers, I should say, so we don't get shut down by the YouTube folks. Leany with lasers. And I think that's every... Oh, we have BMG Kate hanging out, giving the lasers. Yeah, love it. Very cool. All right, let's see. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Again, if you're hanging out and you're not chatting, it's cool. But say hi. Say hi. It's a very friendly crowd hanging out here. All right. Let's see what time we have. 2 hours and 28 minutes. I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do one more tonight, and that's gonna be it. I'm gonna end a little early. Doing a lot of playing. I gotta save the hands because I'm gonna have another rehearsal coming up soon, and then we have one Sunday. We might have two Sunday. So we might have the cover band Complicated Sunday afternoon, and then Sunday night might be my trio. And then, I forgot all about this. How can I forget about this? So you folks know my good friend Larry Mitchell, don't you? You know Larry? You know Larry Mitchell, the guitar player? Great guitar player. He played with Tracy Chapman, Rick Ocasek from The Cars, the singer from The Cars, in case you don't recognize that name, and Billy Squier. And Steve Vai. Anyway... Next Monday on this show, Larry's going to be in town because he's playing at Wendy's event, and he's going to hang out here, and we're going to go live with Larry. And if my band is here that night, we might go live with Larry with the band. So that's going to be really cool. And then he'll be a guest on my show on Monday, and then on Tuesday night, he's going to do his live stream from the studio, and I will be a guest on his show. Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. Good busy week of music. Yeah, so we have rehearsals, we have guests, then we're going to have more rehearsals, and then we're going to have our special guest announcement. I'm pretty sure I should be able to do it Thursday or Friday. Yeah, so whatever that is, the 28th, 29th, somewhere in there. Yep, the weekend before the weekend of the show. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So the warmth feels good on the fingers. I'm gonna do. Hold on. Eileen put up the link for Larry, so everybody should be checking out Larry Mitchell. He is amazing on guitar. Yeah, you guys are making me hungry with all of this chat about food. Vince, can a guitarist overplay? Yes, absolutely. Like an athlete working out all day long. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you'll see me playing, and you're going to see me take my hands off the guitar. And that's because I'm sick of hearing myself play and I want to give some room. Let the track go. I even do it live with my band. There's a video of me playing with Stu Ham, and I do that, and he actually compliments me on it because, a lot of guitar players just overplay, and it's just notes and notes and notes and no melody. And when I catch myself getting into that shred area, I try and stop myself. Get back on the tasteful riffs. Yes, thank you, Eileen. Oops, I missed it. There we go. Larry streams on Sunday and Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, usually. And he, too, has lots of issues, way more than me. Sometimes he doesn't go on till 10 o'clock. But it's advertised 9. So, yeah, you got to check out Larry. He's a smoking player and a really nice guy. So if you go over there, tell him I sent you. Janela Dogs. Yeah, we're gonna get a food line. We're gonna go and do all of this kind of stuff. We're gonna have Janela coffee. Yeah, we're gonna go all out. All right, here's the last one. You guys know what it is. This always goes out to Eileen. Have a great week, everybody. And who knows if Larry shows up earlier or if any of the other bands want to broadcast the rehearsal, you may see me pop on live. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you get notified when I go live, because you never know what's going to come up over the next 2 weeks. Whew! Yes, Sunday night is acoustic night and Tuesday is electric. Janela Pizza. Yeah, I like that. Janela Pasta. Please do. I'd like to actually taste those. They looked really good. All right, here we go. Hey, we have some new peeps hanging out. I saw Larry Mitchell drop in here. Where is he? I was just talking about you, Larry. Telling everybody how we're doing this gig for Wendy's 50 plus 5 for Push to Walk. And then I said that you're going to be here doing your thing from the studio. Well, first I'm going to do my thing from the studio. And if all works out, you'll be a guest on the show on Monday. And then you're going to do your live stream on Tuesday from here. Yeah. And I will be probably joining you. So that'll be cool. So, let's see. Why can't I find Larry? There he is. Yes. And then Lori's here. Hello, Lori. And we had another person join. M. Miller. There he is. I love that song. Thank you. It's a fun one to play. I like it. That always goes out to Eileen. All right. So 944 comments. Let's get those comments up to 1,000, and I'll play a couple more since we have some new people joining on. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a couple more, even though I said I wasn't. And yeah, let's get those comments to 1,000. We're 52 away, 948. Yes, 2 nights, lots of notes. Yeah, and I might have the band here on Monday night. We're going to rehearse during the day, and it might spill over. So they may hang. So maybe we'll do some live jams with the band on Monday. So it could be cool. Yeah, so tune in, people. Who knows what's going to happen on Monday night. All right, so yes, you guys absolutely have this. It's going to be up to 2,000 comments. All right, so let's see here. Lori, what do you want to hear? Well, you know, everybody got, all my mods got their tunes. We had Metalhead Hippie, boom, get some Santana. I had a bunch of stuff go out to Leanie. So we'll do something for Lori. Let's see. Where is my software that rips guitar out of the mix so I can play to it? We all know what Lori wants to hear, so we're going to go for it. That's not right. No. Wrong software. There it is. Okay. Now we're in the right spot. Uh-oh. What happened? It's blank. I'm telling you, there's lots of weirdness going on. Solar flares and all kinds of things making things act weird as hell. Okay. There we go. We're going to do some Journey for Lori. That's right. Incoming. What's this? You must have more than a feeling. All right, so this goes out to Lori. Oh, yeah, and since Lori's here, we'll do all the official stuff again. So we had our Spoon Tinkles for Gary Hubs. We have the official Monday Night Live, one of the many spoons that Lori got me for my birthday. Little blue spoon. Kind of matches my hat. Looks a little purple, but it's blue. Merch over at the merch store. Yes, sir and ma'am. All right. Here we go. Journey for Lori. Well, we're at 1,045 comments now. Thank you all for chatting it up. Barry, hello. That's right. Let's see who else jumped in. Oh, hey, Benji's back. Oh, come on. Well, it won't let me click on it. Why? Hello, Benji. Stupid phone. That's right. Okay. Well, I'm glad everybody's having a good time here. We are at 2 hours and 51 minutes, so I guess I should just stay until 3-hour mark. Yes, sir, you're going to get an encore. I will stay for the 3-hour mark. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What else are we going to do? Is Larry Mitchell still here? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if Larry's still here. Larry likes to pop in and then do his thing and then get, because he's either on the road or in the studio. PayPal tips are appreciated. Yes. And do it via family and friends, please. Yes, thank you. Of course, we have the incredible sounds coming from the Axe-Fx 3 right back there, and the wonderful Pia Trickster, as in the band. Wow, that's a blast from the past. I sold Steve Brown his first Marshall, his red Marshall. Yep. I worked at a place called Robbie's Music in Mahwah, New Jersey. And, yeah, sold him his first Marshall. His color was red. So we had this red stack. Yeah. All right. I forgot about Trickster. Yeah, they're doing stuff. I see them do stuff occasionally. Steve Brown is mostly the one who's active, the guitar player. He fills in for a lot of bands, like Def Leppard and stuff like that. I've seen him do some gigs for them. Gary Hubbs is back. Yes. Let's see. Does Vince want to mess with that? Alright, we're going to do one for Gary. Let's see, let's get back to, there it is. Look at that. Is this the right one? Where's the guitar? Lead guitar is off. Rhythm guitar is off. Alright, this one goes out to Gary Hubbs. Oh, I need my slide. Here it is. And, of course, Dokken. Yeah, well, Dokken's awesome. George Lynch is the best. All right, let's get this happening. Little jamming for Gary. See if I remember it. A little slide guitar for Gary Hubs. Have mercy. That's a fun tune. All right, let's see. We are looking at almost 3 hours. Let's see if I can remember this. We'll go out on a different thing tonight. Remember, folks, be kind, be patient, be tolerant, because you never know what someone is going through. And if you look for the good, you will find the good. If you look for the bad, you will always find the bad. So here we go. Enjoy this one. This was my dad's favorite tune. Totally went blank. Can't remember it. Anyway, if anybody recognized what little came out that was right. Yes, Edward V. He's got it. Totally went blank on that second half. I can't remember it. We're just going to end right there because I'm just annoyed at myself now. So anyway, everybody, have a great week. And we will just end it right there. I'm going to have to work on that one again. I can't remember that last bit. It's going to annoy me. Not going to be happy. So I'll probably sit down here for another 10 minutes and figure it out. All right, everybody. Yeah, he very tough on the vocals. Very tough on the playing, too. Great song. And very original sounding voice. Right? Anyway, people, you guys have a great week. Have a great week. And I will catch you all next week with maybe some surprises. Who knows? We might go live in the middle of the weekend. Going to have rehearsal here. We're going to have Larry Mitchell here. It's going to be a great coming up couple of weeks here musically. And hopefully some of the things I can share with you. You guys and gals are super chatty. I love it. 1,170 comments. We are at 3 hours on the nose, and I'm going to bolt. So everybody have a great week. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with me here on a Monday, and I will see you soon. All right, good night.